You know those apps you just instinctively tap open every single day? Maybe it's Spotify for your morning commute, Uber to get across town, or Notion to keep your work from falling apart. Well, every single one of those wildly successful products exists for one reason. Somebody deeply understood a problem and managed to coordinate a whole group of people to actually solve it. So in today's Explainer, we're going to demystify exactly who that person is. We're digging into the foundational role of the product manager, or PM, and looking at how they act as the true architects of value in modern tech companies.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the product management illusion. Then, we'll look at what PMs actually do day to day. Third, the essential skills you'll need. Fourth, how PMs compare to other roles. And finally, how to literally wire your brain to think like a PM.
Let's jump right into part 1, the product management illusion.
So, let me ask you right off the bat, what actually is product management? I mean, if someone stopped you on the street right now and demanded an answer, what would you say? A lot of beginners assume it just means managing tasks, bossing developers around, or, just building apps. But honestly, that is a massive illusion. Here is the reality. Product management is the process of identifying real user problems, figuring out what the market actually needs, and defining crystal clear product goals. It's all about working with cross-functional teams to build solutions. And then, this is key, continuously improving those products long after they launch. You see, a PM guides a product from that first tiny spark of an idea all the way to launch and well beyond. They're part strategist, part communicator, part problem solver, and part business whiz. It is absolutely never just about building features. It's about solving real-world problems to create genuine value for the business and the user.
And that brings us to the myths. Let's clear these up right now. First up, PMs tell developers what to do. Yeah, no way. Great PMs collaborate with developers, they don't dictate. Second myth, PMs need to code. Not always. While knowing your way around tech definitely helps, what you really need is strong product thinking and solid decision-making chops. And third, this is the big one. PMs are the CEOs of the product. You hear this all the time, but it's actually kind of misleading. Why? Because PMs almost never have direct authority over the teams they work with. You're not the boss. Instead, you have to lead through alignment and influence.
All right, moving on to section 2, what PMs actually do. If you shadow a PM, you'll see their day is basically one big exercise in rapid context switching. Literally, no 2 days are the same. Check this out. At 10 a.m., they're in a quick team stand-up. By 11, they've switched gears completely. They're deep in empathy mode, poring over user feedback, trying to figure out why people keep abandoning their shopping carts. Noon hits, and they're zooming out to work on high-level strategy for the product roadmap. 2 p.m., they're huddled with designers, making sure the user experience makes sense. 3 p.m., they're hashing out technical trade-offs with the dev team. And by 5 p.m., they're crunching retention and revenue metrics. Because remember, a product is literally never finished. The PM is the glue holding this whole crazy puzzle together.
So how do you handle all that? Section 3, Essential Skills for PMs.
To survive and thrive as a PM, you've got to have these 5 core skills in your toolkit. Communication? Totally non-negotiable. If you can't translate ideas clearly between different teams, you're going to sink. Critical thinking is a must for balancing big business goals against tricky technical limits. Then there's decision-making. You're constantly deciding what to prioritize, what to push back, and honestly, what to just kill completely. And adaptability. Well, tech moves fast, right? You have to stay incredibly flexible. But out of this whole list, there is one skill I really want to double down on: empathy. Understanding the people using your product is, hands down, one of the most vital skills you can ever develop. Like this quote says, great products come from understanding human behavior. You have to genuinely care about what your users want, what drives them crazy, and the actual problems they face every day. If you don't get the human, you are not going to build a winning product. It's that simple. Okay, section 4, PMs versus other roles. Let's clear up some job title confusion. So, product manager versus project manager. They sound identical, but they are not the same job. The product manager focuses on the what and the why. They are obsessed with the user, and they set the overall direction of the product. The project manager, on the other hand, is all about the when and the how. They focus on the process, making sure execution stays on timeline. Think of it like this. The PM points to the destination on the map, and the project manager actually drives the bus to get everyone there on time.
Now, what about a product manager versus product owner? Another classic mix-up. The PM is looking way out at the horizon. They're focused on the high-level strategy and the long-term vision. The product owner is looking right at the road in front of them. They're laser-focused on executing the immediate backlog and managing priorities for the current sprint. Though, quick side note, if you work at a startup, there's a very good chance you'll be wearing both of these hats at the exact same time.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, Thinking Like a PM.
Let's look at how a great PM actually wires their brain. We can contrast weak product thinking with strong product thinking. Weak thinking goes, hey, let's just add more features. Strong thinking pauses and asks, wait, what problem are we actually trying to solve here? Weak thinking panics, oh no, our competitors have this feature, we need it too. Strong thinking asks, okay, but do our users actually need it? Weak thinking just wants to build fast. Strong thinking wants to build valuable things. You see, great PMs are relentlessly focused on outcomes, not just mindless output. They absolutely refuse to just be a feature factory.
Let's make this concrete with a real-world scenario. Imagine you're the PM for a big food delivery app. Suddenly, a wave of user feedback rolls in, and you spot a glaring trend. The complaint? Finding restaurants takes way too long. Now, a bad PM, someone stuck in output mode, would just say, all right, let's just cram more restaurant categories at the top of the home screen. But you've got strong product thinking. So what do you do instead? Well, you follow a really deliberate problem-solving process. Step 1, you actually dig into the user behavior to see exactly where they're getting stuck. Step 2, you identify the exact pain points in that search flow. Step 3, you realize maybe the fix isn't more categories at all. Maybe you need to upgrade the underlying recommendation algorithm. Step 4, you simplify the whole navigation experience. And finally, Step 5, you test this shiny new, faster search experience to see if it actually moves the needle on your metrics. You see, PMs don't just bolt on features, they fundamentally upgrade the whole experience.
And honestly, this is exactly why product management is such an incredible career path. You are standing right in the middle of this massive intersection of technology, business, psychology, design, and leadership. And because you're the one holding all those pieces together, you become incredibly valuable across huge industries: SaaS, AI, e-commerce, fintech, you name it. If you love solving messy problems, thinking strategically, and building stuff that actually matters, this intersection, that's exactly where you want to live.
All right, to wrap things up, I want to turn this over to you for a quick activity. I want you to picture an app you use literally every single day. Could be WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTube, whatever your go-to is. Got it? Now, look past the slick interface and the shiny buttons and ask yourself this foundational question. What exact problem does this app solve for you?
As you're thinking about that app, ask yourself these 3 things. 1, who exactly are its users? 2, what is its absolute best feature? And 3, here's the big one. If you were the product manager for that app today, what is the one thing you would improve? Remember, don't just think about adding features. Think about creating deep, meaningful value. Take that mindset with you. Look at the digital world around you and start acting as the architect of value in your own right. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep thinking like a PM.